Greetings from Australia. My name is Paul Yindra and I will demonstrate to you the assembly of the products which we have developed for you. Before I go into that, I'd like to point out to you a very important thing. That is that your product has been developed as a custom-made product, and in order to fit our existing standard equipment we had to make some modifications. I will describe some of the parts for you. These long bolts, they had to be replaced in the motor. The reason for it is because if we use them, these bolts, it would not fit into our standard box and we would have problems with packing, and the packing would be far too large for shipping purposes. There are additional bracket extensions which extends the size of the impeller holding, and they will be fitted later on. I've also supplied with some tools for easy assembly. There are all the screws plus quite a few extras and washers for all the things you need to put together. In this bag are additional parts. This black part goes in here, and you can put the part in straight away. This part goes on top of the box and we will show you how to fit it. In addition to those 4 long bolts, there are 2 spare bolts, just in case something happens in shipping or something is misthreaded. You have 2 spares. There are 2 types of M8 bolts. Long one marked M8 by 30 fan brackets. So those we used here. There are 4 for each assembly. There are 6 short M8 bolts, and they will be fitted in the bracket here. So let's get started. We take the motor, and because there are only 2 holding screws, we will insert the long bolt here, screw it in, supply spanner and tighten the bolt. Take another one, put it into here and tighten the bolt. Then we remove those transport bolts. Put them away and replace them with this long bolt. Yeah. Now our motor is ready to be inserted into the housing. In the fan box you will also find this part. So this is your first operation, and that part will be fitted into this front cover. You will notice that to screw the part in, you have to find the nuts, the insert nuts, on the opposite side. So we have supplied you a Sikaflex that you will put in your gun and you apply the Sikoflex about here like that. Then you will put now this assembly is completed. These two parts are virtually identical, but make sure that those two holes are on top of the box. These two left and right sides are both identical. Place this part without the holes on the bottom on your table and take any one of those two parts with this part facing away from here. Take the other panel and place it here. The top panel with those two holes is going to go on top. Is we take those bracket extensions and mount them here on the side. The brackets should be loose so we can move them. Okay. And we do the other side. We're going to fit the motor on those extension brackets, which are loose for adjustment purposes and for easy installation. You take the motor, lift it and put it in front of the brackets. Next operation, we remove those bullnose nuts and place them here. Now we have to fit those 4 holes into this and here to support the motor. Now the bracket is in, we place those washers here. Fasten bullnose nuts, the tool, and fasten those nuts. You will fasten those 3 screws on here on the bottom and here on top. These screws are stainless steel for the time being while we're waiting for supply of the correct aluminum screws. your box is assembled except the front part. So now what you're going to do is to put the box now this way. Remove M6 screws with the washer. Also remove plastic sticky tape. The fan wheel with this opening has to go down like this. Allen key. Hold the wheel and tighten. The rings will expand and contract. The outer ring will expand in the shoulder of the fan and the inner ring will close the shaft. Perfect balance. Now we can place the top part, the suction part of the assembly on this. Using Sikaflex with gun, apply Sikaflex around here. It may be a good idea to put a sticky tape across here, masking tape, and there, and there, masking tape. Now we are ready to put the top cover with the shout on the display, on the box. We'll take a hand and turn the fan. It must not make noise like this. Centralized. Perfect. So after we have put all the fasteners here and the glue, the Sikaflex, we will put the top part of the suction component. Using the Sikaflex gun, we'll apply again Sikaflex . And now place it here, matching the hose. Using this ratchet tool, which I supplied, you will fasten Now we've got this speed control module that will come through this hole, but first we have to remove the connector from the harness. This comes pre-assembled. We remove, and with small screwdriver we bend these pins and pull the wire out. Now we are ready to poke the wires through, and we have two glances here. One goes in here, okay, another gland goes through here. Now we need to open make sure that the seal stays nicely in. and we take this heat shrink out this way, and we push the wire through. Maybe best is to take the gland out. Now we can push this through, and we can lower it. Gun, heat up. Now you will connect those wires here. Now your electrician brings the wire here to connect those two connections. The wires are marked plus and minus. There is a polarity protection. If you swap the wires, it will not work. So these wires are marked plus and minus. Now we put the screws back and screw them in. Now we will reinsert those pins to the remote control male connector. So we put them in together like this, and matching the wires, we will match it that the white wire goes against the white. The thick blue wire goes in the middle and the thin one on the side. Push them in until now, push them inside until they click. Then we will insert the spacer. To plug those holes in the corners with silicone. So first we take a masking tape and mask these corners here, there, here and there, so the silicone the Sikaflex doesn't run out. Like this in every corner. We will take the silicone Sikaflex and Sikaflex this part, Sikaflex this part, and this part, and that part. Now we have to seal all the corners on a bottom and a top, bottom and a top, top, bottom, bottom and top. So we will put a sticky tape here, there, and there, and there, and at the back, and here, and on top. Once this is done, we will go with the gun and Sikaflex the corners here, and there, and here, and in the joint here we go from bottom, the joint here we go from bottom to the top up to here. Here only bottom and only top. We can wipe off the Sikaflex here, and the unit is ready for connection to your system. These protection grids were made or designed after the whole system was done. So we managed to do this type of grid which we think is sufficient. Now the best way to fit them, put them in. If they don't fit, if they are too tight, you take them, put them on the edge and bend them slightly, just gently bend them, just a little bit. Then they would come in beautifully like this. Then you line up the screws. You screw 3 screws on the outside, 3 screws inside, 3 screw inside and 3 screw outside. Then you connect your power and your filtering system and you're ready to go. Potentiometer is turned to minimum and slowly wind up until you're satisfied with the flow. You're ready to go.